Okay, this is Orlando Wilson. What I want to talk about in this rooftop video is electronic surveillance. Now, in conjunction with the physical check to ensure your client's not under surveillance, being followed, being watched, I talk about in the video titled Getting Your Client to Walk a Route. You need to also check to make sure their electronic devices don't have any spyware on them and they're not being monitored, which can be very, very difficult these days. The trouble is with electronic surveillance these days, and any type of technical surveillance, technology is moving that fast, it's very hard for us to keep up with. And in the close protection business, we need to be a jack of all trades, and we can't be a master of one. If it comes into specialist subjects like cybersecurity, etc., we have to call in experts. But a lot of times the clients don't have the time, money to do that. So we'll talk about some quick fixes. Electronic surveillance, take it for granted, and I've said this on other videos to do with sextortion, etc., that everything on your phone, everything on your electronic devices is public. So don't go putting anything on your phones or on your laptops, tablets, etc. You don't want the whole world to see. They're not secure. The only way you can possibly secure them is to keep them offline. As soon as something's online, take it as public information. The other thing with electronic devices is make sure you're securing the SD cards, make sure you're securing the hard drives, etc. Things are backed up offline. To me, there's no point having a lot of security on your phone if your SD card is left wide open and you don't even consider that people can access it. Now again, if you're looking for any type of listening devices or cameras these days, the first and most easiest thing to do is a search. Search a room, search a building, etc. But this can take time. You also need to work out, think about what is the threat to the client? What level of experience and skill is the opposition going to have? Quick story. I have too many stories. Years ago now, when I was in South Florida, I was called in by a client of mine, and an old Jewish lady and her husband, South Beach, or Miami Beach. They were my firearms clients, but I also helped them with a few other things. Very good people. But they were into the condos, on the condo board for their building, etc. And if you don't understand the politics that go into the condo associations in the US, then it's crazy. It's like condo wars, literally. Anyway, this lady called me in, gave me a call. They thought they were being spied on in their condo office. There was stuff going on within the association, etc. Could I come and check things out? I told her I'm not an expert at that. I can come and do a search if you want, bring one of my guys with me that's a little bit more into the geek stuff, and we can take a look. We did. The person they thought was a problem, from our assessment on them, one of the ex-condo treasurers or accountants or something, you know what, middle income or upper middle income, no prior military, police, no experience that would say he'd be into electronic surveillance that much. So just from our assessment of the possible threat, we would know, okay, he's possibly using commercially bought cameras, listening devices, the type of stuff you can pick up on Amazon, and he would have put them in place himself. He's not somebody that would be going out dropping thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars on investigation agencies, etc. Okay, long story short, we went, we checked the office, nothing, nishta. We went, my guy was with me, was working on the computers. And what he found on every computer was remote working software, remote access software. So somebody could work from home. Nobody in the office, nobody in the condo board knew anything about this. So, okay, we solved the problem, luckily. And if I never brought my guy with me, I would not have picked up on the spyware on their computer or remote access software on the computer. All right, we solved the problem. But again, it doesn't have to be high-tech James Bond type equipment or apps people are using. These days, there's that many different spyware apps and remote working apps you can put on computers, put on people's phones, etc. You have to be careful. So from my perspective, and I like to keep everything simple, okay, if you think you have a problem with your phone and your computer, reset everything. That's it. or dump it. If you're serious, you can pick up smartphones cheaply these days. If you've got a problem with your phone, you think you've been watched, followed, etc., dump the phone. Keep one phone for personal, one phone for business, one phone for social media. Split up your phones. If it means you're having 2 or 3 phones, such is life. But keep one phone for your goofy stuff. One phone for your, or one device for social media, opening whatever links. You shouldn't open links you don't know. You shouldn't download anything you don't know. Make sure you're using good firewalls, etc., etc. Don't go surfing dodgy internet sites. But I would say keep one phone specifically for your social media, your goofy stuff, your porn, and everything else. And then keep your business phone for a strictly business phone with minimal apps on it. And don't go opening any stupid links on it. As I said, if you have an issue with the device, dump it, reset it, etc. That to me is the most simplest thing. If your client thinks they're being watched, followed, etc. electronically, then you need to bring in a professional, to put it in simple terms, bug detector, somebody that's into electronic surveillance big time, and that can cost big money for them to come around and sweep a building, sweep a room. Now the issue is with all of this, and I tell people, always cover your ass. Again, as I said in other videos, don't trust anyone. If I was doing, doing searches is not my main business. I've done it a few times over the years. But with everything, I ensure I cover my ass. When we was doing that one search, I just used an example. I made sure there was board members, people from that condo association always in the room with us watching, and we're telling them what we're doing. Why? I don't want them to accuse us of putting spyware on their computers or putting listening devices, video cameras in place, which happens. There are unscrupulous counter-electronic surveillance companies out there that's been caught over the years. Because what they'll do is go and search a building. They have access to the building while telling the people they're searching it, they're actually putting devices in place. I know somebody that found a device, worked out who was of somebody when I met the guy, that when he found out who had the person's building he was watching under surveillance, he actually approached them and said, okay, I'll find a listening device, but I'll also put another one in place for you. So this is where if you've got people doing searches and sweeps, they need to be supervised by trusted people. Just because somebody said, oh, trust me because I got $50,000 worth of counter ECM equipment, don't trust anybody. So if you're doing sweeps, if you've got people coming into your building to do sweeps, make sure they're monitored, make sure they're watched, and I would be on their shoulder asking them for a talk through of everything they're doing to ensure they're doing their job properly. They're just not turning up with a box with a lot of different flashy lights on it and trying to BS you. They actually have real equipment and they actually know what they're doing. So that's a little bit on electronic surveillance, but the main thing for the lay people, for the CP world, is do your searches, ensure your client doesn't have any spyware on their phones, any spyware on their computers, and they're not opening dodgy links, etc., or downloading dodgy documents, whatever. If necessary, the best thing to do, get a secure phone, dump their old phones, etc. And the secure phone is just purely for business, and that's it. So I hope this short video answers a few of your questions. I've got a multitude of books online to do with various aspects of security. Check them out. We're also throwing up a lot more videos. And if you've got any questions, feel free to reach out to me with the relevant questions. In the meantime, stay out of trouble and be good, right?